Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones. We're going to be fighting one of these vassals that literally was just walking by me right here. Obviously, if you remember from the previous episode, we had both of these fellows attempting to pursue us into potentially attacking, but, well, unfortunately, they seem to have split up, and now that has actually caused them to be in this situation where one of them is separated from the other, and we are great. We are very, very happy with this. And so I should be able to make some pretty good headway here as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to continue along the line here. We're going to try to capture as many of them as possible. Try to execute as many as we can. Obviously, here's the thing. I'm kind of wondering right now whether we actually want to declare war on Dawn again. Because that's the thing. If we declare war on them and just try to do as much damage as we can against their vassals, well, should we say singular vassals, whenever there's, you know, one or two of them around, we can potentially do damage to them and maybe just execute them every single time. If we can do that, we're going to weaken Dawn significantly, and that's obviously going to make a huge difference to the ability for us to just capture territory. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe that's an idea. It is going to be very risky, of course. It's going to be extremely risky. It's going to be one of those times where we have no idea whether I'm actually going to be able to even survive. Because I don't... That's the thing. I do not want to get captured. That is the biggest thing for me right now. By the way, this is the guy that has 75 Master Archers with him. And you could quite clearly tell that that's a pretty big deal, because they are literally just... well... they have a critical mass of these guys, and they're doing so much damage to me right now as well. And it's funny because they could just hit me in the torso or in the leg or whatever, and they'll do massive damage. If they hit me in the helmet, however, it's actually fine. You know, that's all right. But if they hit me anywhere else, well, I'm going to take massive damage from that. Anyway, seems like we are actually going to be able to win this with surviving as well. Quite surprised about that, to be honest, but there you have it. Wow, look at that. Literally 0 casualties. Wow, that's actually incredible. Obviously, you've got to bear that in mind. These guys are indeed archers, and they're going to get just completely and utterly just countered. Completely countered. So that's obviously what we want. Now, this guy, as you can quite clearly tell, he is indeed a vassal of Volantis, and I'm thinking, you know what, we probably do want to just take him down, to be honest. Just take him down, just execute him, and then we'll see what happens with that. I mean, obviously, for me right now, we are basically by ourselves. We can't do anything else. There is very little alternative to our course of action here. We have to do something dramatic. You know, we have to do something dramatic. That's why I'm kind of thinking, hey, maybe we do actually want to go for another war declaration against Dawn, or against someone at the very least. But obviously, here's the thing. If we can just continue eliminating enemies as much as we possibly can, and we can just get a bunch of really, really good policies, we can actually make ourselves significantly more powerful just from that. Obviously, we cannot really take anything that is going to provide me with, you know, loyalty for a thief or something like that, because obviously I don't have any thieves, so that doesn't really make any difference. But I'm talking about other things that might give me, like this, for example. Ruler's party size is increased by 60. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Sounds extremely good. So it may very well be that I'm going to be taking that in just a second. Let me actually just see, make sure that we are not missing out on anything else. No. Okay, so Royal Guard is what we're going to enact right there. And that's basically all we can really take, unfortunately. And we will now be potentially attacking this guy as well. He has 55 Master Archers. But you could see here, we're having to pay 7,500. And now that I don't have any thieves, it actually makes sense for me to enact this war declaration, because we're paying 4,800. So I am actually going to declare war on them once I have enough influence, and it should be easy enough for me to do that once I go into a battle against this guy. Oh, that was close. Yeah. See, now this is the exact problem that we're going to have here. If I am unlucky, and it's very a bit touch and go whether we're going to be unlucky here or not. But if I'm unlucky, we are going to get involved in a number of battles with multiple vassals, and that's going to be extremely risky for us. So definitely not a well, it's not predictable in the least about what's going to happen, basically, because from my perspective right now, I am just severely worried. That is it. I am just very, very worried. Obviously, I'm just going to charge straight on in here because I have a dramatic cavalry force. These guys only have archers, so it makes sense for me to just charge straight on in. Please do not die. There we go. Just going to randomly block anywhere I can, basically. And hopefully I can actually level up my my one-handed skill. I'd actually like to level my one-handed to 275, if at all possible. That would be amazing, because then we'll, you know, get a little bit of extra speed. I don't really need the damage, as you can see. The damage is very, very fine as it is. I'm actually able to kill most of these enemies in one hit. So, yeah, not really needed for me to have any additional damage, but the speed bonus of the Way of the Sword is probably going to be relatively useful for us. So, you know, might be good, especially for things like sieges. And I'm going to have to get a little bit more used to the different timing as well. Because obviously, if we do have, you know, slightly more swing speed, then yeah, it's gonna definitely change the timing a little bit, and it might actually make it somewhat annoying for me as well, because I'm gonna have to get used to it much more then, in comparison to how it is at the moment. But anyway, there you go. There's another 44 influence for us. Actually, not enough to declare war against Dawn, but does that actually matter? That's the question. Does that actually matter? Because I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should just attack a Dornish vassal or something like that. Maybe that's what I should do, or I don't know, maybe I should go for something along those lines instead of anything else. I actually don't know right now. Anyway, we're just going to get rid of this fellow right here. I just want to make sure... What are these guys? Reavers? Oh, okay. These fellows can actually just go away a little bit. Actually, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. I'm doing the wrong thing right here. I'm doing the complete wrong thing. No. We want to get rid of prisoners, of course. So we have 4 vassals, as you can see right here. And we're going to be... killing them all. Yes, we're going to be killing them all in just a second. So I'm actually going to go down to 94. So that's perfectly fine. So we'll just continue. Take all of the loot here. I obviously don't have a huge amount of carry capacity or anything like that. I'm actually kind of wondering, do we have any herding problems? That is the question. Let's take a look. After the autosave comes in, and it takes me ages to save for some reason, but there you go. Okay, yeah. We do have a small herding problem, but I don't think that that's going to be particularly bad as long as we can continue to recruit troops. Because once we recruit more troops, then the herding deficit will obviously go away. And otherwise, I'm just going to be declaring every single one of these fellows to be executed. There we go. That is wonderful, and we are now done. Alright, so we have 173 out of 260. So I am thinking, can I actually... No, this one got looted. Unfortunate. Okay, yeah, so... I guess... Is the best thing for me to actually fight a huge amount of Valantis vassals? I assume yes, right? I assume it is actually the best way to go about things. I've got to be a bit careful about these two, though, because they're actually wanting to be a bit, little bit interfering. Ah, there we go. We now have enough to declare war against Dawn as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to enact a war declaration against them. And then we're no longer going to have to pay such a significant amount of cash to them, which is obviously fantastic. Ah, yes. She is going to be super, super easy for us to eliminate, so I will literally just go for an auto-resolve against her. We are just going to take her prisoner as well. If she does have anything available, then I might decide to take them prisoner, but I don't think that that's actually the case, so we'll just move on. And I don't think... Oh, I do have the space. I do have enough space. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to go into Soloris in just a second, and I do want to execute her as well. There we go. And, this is actually quite nice. I don't think we actually need war mounts, by the way. I think we do need war mounts for some of the other, some of the other factions' troops, but for Dothraki troops, we don't really need those. So maybe it's not, I don't know, maybe it's not necessary, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Anyway, we'll just go into the trade screen here in Soloris. Let's have a look and see how much they actually have. 67,000. That is not particularly... That's not that much. That is not that much, but I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of a lot of our food here. Do they have a lot of food available to us? No, they do not. I'll take some beer. And I guess what I'll do is I'll actually get some more grain back just to make sure that I have enough, because there are certain cases where maybe I'm going to need it, you know? Maybe I'm going to need it. So I don't really want to get rid of a huge amount of it, but I will get rid of a lot of these trade goods as well, because they're just, you know, taking space for no reason whatsoever. Get rid of the cows as well. And the hog, there we go. So 26,000. Okay, so we can now actually just sell a bunch of these, but this is obviously extreme. You know, I have so much loot. Absolutely so much loot right here. 67,000 from that. Okay, so what is this? That's some villagers. Okay, not really wanting to attack those. Okay, so now we're going to have a bit of an issue, because now we have a bunch of Dornish vassals that we could also attack too, which might actually make sense. Let's attack here. Yep, there we go. Okay, let's get her. And let's attack. Nice little auto-resolve. Yeah, super nice and easy. We don't have to worry about taking any damage against these fellows. They just do not have anything that can actually fight us. And what about this guy? Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do something about this fellow. I think he has a really, really good composition. Let me actually just take a quick look. I'm just going to execute once again. As I said before, we're not taking any prisoners whatsoever here. Okay, so this fellow's got elite warriors. Not sure how effective those are. Unfortunately, it seems as though this fellow is now walking into someone from Dawn. Well, that's rather amusing. Oh, they're going to fight with each other against us. Okay, that's actually really interesting. I wasn't expecting that for any reason whatsoever, but sure, if they want to do that. Who am I to stop them, right? Who am I to stop them? I'm perfectly fine with that. It is going to provide us with more influence, more renown, as it is. So I think that's actually a pretty decent idea. Let's just see. What do they have here? They have primarily archers and infantry, I believe. And their cavalry is really nothing to write home about. So, because I am full HP, I am going to attempt to do something here. Ah, see? The timing. The timing. Just absolutely terrible. I don't even have Way of the Sword yet, and still the timing was terrible for me. Oh well, never mind. You know, it happens. It happens. Let's see if we can actually do something here, though. Maybe I will be able to. And maybe I won't get shot in the face in the process. Nice. Okay, there we go. A little bit more damage there as well. I just want to try to eliminate as many of the enemy's cavalry as possible, because obviously, as you may or may not know, as I've mentioned in the past, cavalry does tend to contribute the most combat strength to a particular army, and if you can eliminate as many of their cavalry as possible, you're going to have a much greater chance of forcing them into some kind of retreat, and that's obviously great. That's what we want. Oh, nice damage from my goat here. Yes, my goat, otherwise known as a unicorn. Yes, indeed. Okay. Oh, out of range. Just out of range right there. That guy almost dialed my number right there. Did you see that? He had a polearm dialed in right there on our face. Thankfully, he did manage to miss, so I don't need to worry too much about that. And now all we need to do is just make sure that I don't get any more damage taken, because I'm probably gonna die from it. Ooh, look at that. It seems like we've gained a level. Very nice indeed. I love that. Alright, that means that we're going to be able to spend a focus point, maybe even an attribute point as well. I'm actually not entirely sure what we're even going to be speccing into, but very pleased that we were able to do that. And we literally took 0 casualties. That just goes to show exactly what we are actually fielding right here, and what the enemy is fielding. Seems like they really don't have anything that can really fight us, but that's the thing. We are indeed focusing on enemies that are not actually that strong, if you think about it. They are really not very strong. So I'm super pleased about this, and I can't actually take anything, unfortunately. Gonna just have to move on. Can't take any prisoners or anything like that. I can take some of this loot here, I suppose, which would probably be a good idea. Just in case. I mean, obviously I have a lot of money as it is, but who knows? Maybe I'm going to need that at some point. I really doubt it, but you never know. Maybe you will. Who knows? Anyway, let's just level these fellas up. Recruit another one of those. And then we will do a little bit of executing once again. There we go. She is actually a... she's like a merciful character, good personality type and all that wonderful stuff, and you know, usually I would be keeping her alive, but as it stands right now, I just cannot do that. I just have to execute whoever I can at this point, you know? Otherwise, we are going to be consistently fighting against any number of enemy vassals. Who's this guy? Are you serious? Wait a minute, where is he? No, he's actually not at war against us. Okay, that's absolutely fine. All right. Yeah, so actually I wanted to do something here. I wanted to see if we can maybe check for war mounts here. Yeah, there's one. But that's the thing. I actually don't even know whether that is even worth it, to be honest. Because, as I said to you before, I actually don't think that we need to worry about it. I don't think we need to worry about that at all. Okay, huge amounts of enemy vassals here. Let's try and see if we can actually get them into battles. Yes, it seems like we can. Okay, let's do it. Let's go in for a nice little auto-resolve. Yeah, my doctor skill, my medicine skill is doing so much for us here. It is absolutely ridiculous how much it is actually doing, because look at how many of our forces are being knocked unconscious every single battle, around 11 every single time. But that is only possible due to my medicine skill. Otherwise, that would actually not be happening, and we would just be losing at least half of those, maybe even more than that. So it's very, very important that we do that. And that's the reason why medicine skill is actually remarkably good. Super powerful actually for us. Okay, we got another person here as well. Not entirely sure why this guy's charging at us. He only has, you know, 20 or so units. That's a bit weird. But we will be taking him prisoner nevertheless, because again, you know, we want to make sure that every single one of these is eliminated. And apparently Eve really likes this kind of stuff. Eve really likes us taking every single person prisoner that we can. That's quite funny. Alright, so let's go over here. Viviana is over there as well. She only has recruits and so on and so forth. Wow, I'm actually really surprised that the AI is deciding to come out here and do this. Seems a bit weird to me, but... well, who am I to say, right? If they want to come out and try to fight us or get caught by us, then that's just what's going to have to happen, isn't it? Yeah, that is what's going to have to happen. Okay, let's get one of these Dornish Vipers. Let's get some more of these Tiger Cloaks and everything. And let me actually just see here for a real quick second. I actually might be able to... wait a minute. Oh, there's another person there. Okay, is he going to leave? Yeah, okay. Eteria is here as well. Oh, hello. Okay, we might have an issue. I'm going to try. Okay. Whew. That was a bit close, because I was actually kind of thinking, hey, you know what? This army might be too close for us to actually deal with. But thankfully not. So I should be able to get away. Hopefully I'll be able to get away. Because, you know, disorganized state is a thing. And I might very well have some issues with it. So we'll see what happens. I am going to be executing her, though, of course. There we go. And now let's actually have a look-see here. Okay, so 3.3, I'm moving at 3.3 as well, so we are absolutely fine. Hilariously enough, Volontheris actually only has 178 troops in the garrison. So all things considered, I would be able to capture this if I just had a little bit of extra time. That's actually all I would need. I would just need time to be able to do it. But it seems like I'm not being left alone, because that's wonderful, isn't it? So yeah, otherwise we're just going to continue attempting to attack as many people as possible. And I'm also going to make a brief stopover in Dothraki territory, because I would like to get some more Dothraki noble troops, because it's been a while since we've actually gotten some of those. So it might be quite fun to do that, and we're just going to be executing her as well. I would like to get some more difficult vassals actually taken prisoner, because they're the ones that are going to be the primary problem. Aha, hello. Are you seriously wanting to attack me so badly, sir? Yeah, apparently. This fellow really wants to attack us as well. Okay, let's see what we can do with him. Is that Dawn over there, by the way? Is that actually Dawn, or is that a Volantis army? No, that's Dawn. Okay, I'm just going to go for an auto-resolve against this guy. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, so what we're going to do now, I'm actually going to take a look at what I've leveled up, because, let's face it, you know, spending a focus point is probably going to be kind of useful for us. Maybe. Maybe. I'm actually wondering, should I go for more athletic skill? Yeah, probably. Right? Right? Who's going to be the engineer? Eve is the engineer right now. Yeah, okay, that's absolutely fine. Does anyone else actually need to level up? Xander does. Okay, yeah, she's... Oh no, look at her stats. This is just absolutely terrible. Okay, yeah, we'll just go for wrapped handles, I suppose, but yeah. Oh yeah, someone said to fix the issue. Okay, yeah, I'm actually going to try that in just a second, by the way. But to fix the issue that we had beforehand, gonna take plus 50% ammunition to ranged troops, I think. That's probably going to be a little bit more useful than the other thing. Yeah, so to fix the issue of companions not showing up, basically all you have to do is go into a town, potentially. I mean, I say all you have to do because it's kind of annoying, to be honest, but, you know, technically all you have to do is go into a town, place them in there, let some time pass, and then get them back. And that's it. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. So I'm just going to leave her there for the moment. And, okay, there we go. Yes, it says she is here. I understand. But we're just going to wait for about a day. You know, about a day, and then we'll see. This guy does need to be executed, though. I want to make sure, because he is actually slightly stronger than the other vassals that we've been fighting so far. We just want to make sure that he's not going to be escaping. And I'm just going to wait for maybe another 12 hours or so. I'm just going to speed things up a little bit quicker here. And there we have it. Okay. So now I should be able to go in here and take her to our party. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to see her in the... well, not in this list, but we need to basically... Well, we need to get a fief. That's basically the... That's basically what needs to happen now. So we need to get a fief. Not sure if we can even make that happen, but I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Anyway, we're going to go over here, because this is a really, really good place to actually get noble Dothraki troops from. And then we're going to go back into Volantis territory and try to fight as many of those vassals as we can. Alright, so who do we have here? We have the new ruler of Volantis. Yes, none other than that. And we are hopefully going to be able to execute him as well, because if we do, it's going to make a huge difference to our overall chances of being able to capture something. Obviously, here's the thing. If we are able to eliminate a lot of Dornish vassals as well, obviously we haven't really gotten too many of those involved in any battles, or too many battles at the moment as it is, because there are just so many Volantis vassals all over the place. But that doesn't mean that that's not, you know, that doesn't mean that's always going to stay that way. We do have the opportunity to potentially, you know, fight Dornish vassals. So I'm obviously going to be on the lookout for them as much as I possibly can. However, if we do, and we are able to eliminate a bunch of Dornish vassals, it will then give me the opportunity to maybe, just maybe, make peace with them in a positive peace agreement. So it might very well give us the opportunity to gain a positive amount of gold every single day, which would actually be a significant benefit to us. Now, obviously, this is a pretty big if, because let's face it, they're probably not going to be giving me any kind of significant tribute at all. But even if I can get 500 gold, 1,000 gold, something along those lines, I don't really mind. As long as it is positive, that's all I'm really caring about, because they are extremely rich as it is. They have a lot of fiefs. These guys have been told to stand in a loose formation as well. This is very weird. Not sure why they would have told them to stand in a loose formation. It just makes it super, super easy for us to just run through the entirety of their lines. Ah, there we go. They finally changed. Alright, so they changed to a shield wall formation now. So obviously this... well, this makes it slightly easier for me to actually hit a bunch more troops, but obviously it is a lot more dangerous for me at the same time. So they are doing a relatively good job in that regard, I suppose, but... yeah, you can see here that they're now starting to fight back quite considerably now as well. This guy needs to die, though. He's the enemy leader, as far as I'm aware. Isn't he? I think that is him. Yes, it is. Can I eliminate him, though? That's the question. Yes, I can. There we go. Nice little headshot right there as well. Headshot. Yeah, that's pretty funny in itself. Okay, now we can hopefully, maybe... well, you know what I should do? I should actually get off my mount, because I was going to say, hopefully I can level up my athletics skill at some point in the future, but I'm not going to actually be able to do that unless I get off my horse and or be in a siege. But being in a siege is... I think it's doable. It is definitely doable, but we are then going to have a situation where we just have insane armies after us almost instantly. Because we've seen Doran Martell very, very, very early here. He was spotted, like, I don't know, a few minutes ago. And he's running around with an army of, I think it was like, what, 13, 14, 1,500 or something like that. So yeah, he's pretty insane. So kind of not so great. But anyway, we did actually get some pretty nice amounts of troops from Dothraki territory, as you can see right here. And maybe that's going to help us a bit more, because obviously we have more prisoner space as well. We have more capacity for basically just murdering people as much as we possibly can, and it's just generally going to make it a little bit safer. So anyway, let's just do this. Let's level up all of these troops. As you can see, a bunch of Dothraki troops leveling up right there. Okay, so we can now execute him. And I'm actually not entirely sure how many more people does he have in his clan here. So let's actually have a look. Whoa, he's got a huge amount of enemies. No, he only has children by the looks of things. Okay, let me just see. Yep. He's just got one, maybe two more. No, just one. The rest of them are just nobles. So Helia is here. Oh, hello. Is she the new ruler then? Does that make her the new ruler? It might do. That would be pretty funny, actually, if that is indeed the case. No, it says she's still just a vassal. Okay, well, that's kind of weird, but I'm going to go in for an auto resolve here. Should be easy enough. There you go. Alright, so do we want anything else here? I mean, it depends. Obviously, yeah, Triarch, Guardians, Triarch, whatever you want to say. They're very, very good. Tiger Cloak Elites, they're also going to be relatively decent. And we'll just take this as well. There we go. Alright, so look at this. Oh, so many level ups right here. So many level ups. Okay, so let me just have a look, because I'm pretty sure that once we do this... oh no, that is still not a complete elimination of... that particular... ah, no, wait, there's one here as well. Okay, same clan. Okay, can we catch up, though? That's the question. Yes, we can catch up as soon as I'm not in disorganized state any further, then I am able to catch up. That's really, really nice. Okay, let's go in for that auto-resolve as well. And we'll just move on here. Nothing that I want to take over there. And another 5,000 experience. It might actually make sense for me to donate that... I have so much gear, so maybe it's actually not even worth me, you know, taking the loot to sell. Maybe that's actually a good point. Oh well, never mind. Let's just continue executing. I believe that they literally don't have anything left. Yeah, they just have Ania, and then the rest are... well, actually, I'm not entirely sure. Is this a child or not? Because I'm actually kind of wondering. But Olympia is actually the ruler of Volantis right now. Where is Olympia? As far as I'm aware, I remember seeing her somewhere. Is she around here somewhere? No, it doesn't seem like it. Well, I can probably fight this one at least. There we go. Nice and easy. We are taking some... yeah, we are taking a couple of casualties here and there now, so I may have to be a little bit careful about this. We don't really want to go super hard against a huge amount of troops, because we want to maintain that advantage. We want to maintain the advantage as much as we possibly can, because otherwise we're then going to be on the back foot, and that is something we do not want. Ah, there is Olympia herself. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. If we can get into a battle with her, I'll be very pleased. Okay, wait a minute. Do you think I can do something here? Can I sneak by? Yes. They're actually running away from me right now. That's really interesting. I'm surprised that they decided to do that. Alright, we've got her. Let's do it. Nice. Nice. Alright. Yeah, there's... oh, there is actually a Triarch... Oh, no, never mind. There was a Triarch Guardian there, but... There's only one. I guess it's not that big a deal, I suppose, right? Nah, not that big a deal. Alright, so let's just execute here. And Olympia is also going to be done. And there you go. That is it. The ruling clan of the Volantines has now been eliminated. And now I have no idea who's taken over, but that's really good. Or at least in my opinion, I feel like that's really good, because it now basically means that we have taken a clan with relatively large amounts of renown off the field altogether, which is, in my opinion, a really, really good thing to do, because that means they're going to be unable to use their influence, they're going to be unable to use their superior renown values to field larger armies and everything, and in general, it's just going to make a huge difference. Just going to sell a couple of pieces of grain here, just to make sure that we keep ourselves light on our feet as much as we can. And let's actually have a look here. Yeah, there are so many vassals. Why does Volantis have so many vassals? That's all I can ask, really. It's actually kind of incredible. Let's have a look at Volantis real fast. Okay, Trombo. Trombo is the leader of Volantis right now, and we've already eliminated a huge amount of his clan, as you can see right here as well. Where is Trombo, and why does he have that name? I don't know. Okay, well, let's actually have a look here. Do you think we can actually fight these? Yeah, I think we probably can. I mean, literally, look at them. Most of their forces are literally the well, I wouldn't say the worst of the worst, but I would say that they are very low tier in comparison to what we are currently running with. But of course, my forces are actually leveling up still as it is. You can see here, look at this, 3,500 experience, and look at that. I only got 2 additional level ups from that, which is quite funny. But yeah, there you go. Eve is actually really very much enjoying it whenever we take someone prisoner as well. So it seems like she might actually have a trait about that. Yeah, it seems like she's cautious, maybe. I don't know, maybe that's the reason. But she is merciful. She's also pregnant, which is quite amusing. Yeah, so we've got Xander back now as well, so maybe we can actually make her into a governor next time or something. That would be very, very useful, because beforehand I had to make Eve the governor to even create our own faction and everything. And I mean, technically, oh, there's Trombo. Technically, we still have our faction. Technically, the faction is still alive, because you can see here that we still have access to the diplomacy screen and everything. But obviously, as it stands, we, well, we technically... we technically have this much combat strength, which is just absolutely awful. So it's not looking good, but it just means that we have access to policies and so on and so forth now, which is actually quite nice, because that means I'm going to be able to use the influence gain, the passive influence gain from some of the policies. That's really going to make a huge difference to us, and actually we're then going to be able to progress that much faster. Might actually be kind of maybe a strategy that one could actually use to maybe, you know, make your progression just that little bit quicker, you know, just a little bit quicker. Because if you think about it, you know, creating your own faction, and even if you end up losing all of the fiefs associated with it, you still have the faction itself. And so as a result, you still have all the policies. So for example, I'm gaining 3 influence per day. If you think about this, think about how amazing that actually is, because 3 influence per day, if you take a look at the charm skill tree, the charm skill tree is here. Immortal Charm, which is 275 in charm skill, and that gives you +5 influence per day. But if you just create your own faction, which is, all intents and purposes, not actually that difficult to do. It isn't. It just very much depends on the opportunistic nature of you and your character and how you want to approach things. Because, for example, if I want to take Volantharis, that's probably going to be pretty easy for me to take, just because there's only 200 or so units there. Whereas if I want to take Volantis itself, as you can see, there's 700 units there. So it's going to make it a lot harder. However, if we once again take a look at our policy here, and you take a look at Sacred Majesty, you can see that we're getting 3 influence per day, which is only 2 less than the 275th level of charm skill perk, which in my opinion means that's everything. That's so good in my opinion. Very, very powerful. And as you can see, look at that. I am actually almost clan tier 5 as well. So I will then be able to take, well, or should we say, make good use of, and indeed, institute a new policy by the name of Noble Retinues, and that's going to give me even more space in my army as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.